Listening has become a rare gift, and being present with people is almost a lost art. So, today we're going to talk about why do we talk too much? How do we ask questions, stop interrupting people, and then come into the conversation with empty hands? If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell to get notified when we post new videos. We have quite a good selection coming up in the next few weeks that you just don't want to miss. I've been a professional coach since 2007, and I've coached hundreds of people. I've helped many of them discover what makes them happy and what they really enjoy. That's helped them grow in their career and their leadership abilities. Plus, it makes them feel more fulfilled than ever. This really sets them up or you up for success like you've never imagined. So you might ask, why do I talk so much? First of all, what is considered talking too much? People who talk for more than roughly half a minute at a time can be considered boring, and they're often perceived as too chatty. We will often then tune them out for the next 20 seconds or so, and now the risk is increasing that the other person is going to begin to lose interest, or they're going to think you're long-winded or rambling. And you may be rambling because you're simply excited about the topic. If you find yourself rambling often, though, it may be because you feel anxious or nervous or insecure. Rambling is also a common symptom of ADHD. So rambling and talking too much can show up as a symptom of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, or anxiety. And if you have anxiety, you might talk more than usual or speak very quickly when you feel most nervous. Excessive talking can occur due to personality traits or characteristics. People who are more extroverted will recharge by engaging socially with others in conversation, while introverts recharge by having time alone. Extroverts often think out loud, while introverts process more internally through deeper thinking. There are also some workplace styles that just like to hear themselves talk. So if we talk too much, or we know someone that does, we can impose unjust judgment on them because we may think them rude. Well, their intention is not to be rude. So if we can give them the benefit of the doubt and explore their intention, we'll be more accepting, and we may even offer to help. So how can we keep from talking too much? Well, ask questions and really listen to the answer is one way. One way you can be less talkative is by taking a moment to think before you speak to make sure you say exactly what you mean. Additionally, when you're in a conversation, focus on listening to the person talking instead of what you're going to say next. So many people are hearing what you're saying while at the same time they are already formulating their response before you've even finished your thought. This can make you feel disrespected and like the other person doesn't really care about your opinion. So you should immediately give them that feedback so that they can get better at communicating. Most of the time, they don't mean to be rude or disrespectful. They just really need to learn to really listen to the entirety of your comment before even formulating their response. Do you or someone you know formulate your answer or your response before the other person's even finished speaking? Do they talk too much or interrupt? If so, give us a shout out in the comments below and tell us your story. We'd love to hear from you. If you're one of those people that talks too much, you may also interrupt people a lot as well. So practice not interrupting people so that they can finish their thoughts. But how do you do that? So you can practice active listening. Active listening is really focusing intently on what the speaker has to say until they finish their thought. Another way is to count to 10 before you begin speaking. Sometimes we interrupt other people due to miscues in the flow of conversation. So these cues can be easy to miss if you aren't practicing active listening because they're often subtle. You can also repeat their statement back when appropriate. So, a common piece of advice is to repeat the other person's point back to them in your own words to show that you understand what they're saying. Here's a really good one, a really good tip. Allow the speaker to continue, even if you do interrupt. You're going to mess up. You're going to fall back on that old habit, and you're going to interrupt someone sooner or later, and it's okay, really. No one's perfect, so don't expect yourself to be either. Just stop yourself when it happens and just say, I'm sorry for interrupting. Please go on. Then you can learn to come into the conversation with empty hands. This just simply means to come without an agenda. Come prepared to really listen to the other person. We call it being present because it is a gift to the person you're in conversation with. It can have a profound effect on your relationships and also on your career if you can learn to conquer this challenge. What most of us do when someone says, I have this issue or I have this problem, is jump in with, hey, I have a solution, or I have this point of view about your issue. We're eager to show what we know and to demonstrate our value to our coworkers, our clients, and our family members. So we leap in with suggestions, stories about our experience, quotes from the latest articles on business. After all, we want to be helpful, and we don't notice that our companion's eyes have glazed over completely. So don't take the conversation away from others and fill the air with your stories. This practice of taking the conversation away from other people and making it about ourselves goes on all day, every day, and it's a huge relationship killer and a waste of time. Nothing useful happens here, so don't tell your story until your companion has had a chance to tell you their point. See, the point here is to draw others out with good questions and incredible listening on your part. If you can't do this, it's unlikely that you will build deep relationships. So come into the conversation with empty hands. Bring nothing but yourself. I believe in you, so go learn to listen, ask questions, and build great relationships. Are you struggling with talking less and listening more, or getting off that hamster wheel chasing success? You should check out my free course called Busyness versus Mindfulness. You'll begin to learn to create your best life and career. We talk about what causes busyness in our life and how we can take control. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell to get notified when we post new videos. That way you won't miss the video coming up next week. So subscribe, hit that bell, and I'll see you there.